Hello, I'm Alexis O'Brien, a clinical research facilitator with the Clinical and Translational Science Institute. I'd like to tell you about a click tool that allows you to find any study on which you are named as a study team member. In this presentation, I'll cover why finding the studies on which you or others are listed may be useful, provide a short tutorial on using the Click Reports search feature, and let you know how clinical research facilitators can help you find the studies on which others are listed. Why finding studies on which you or others are listed is useful. Finding a full listing of the studies on which you or other people are listed may be useful for many reasons. Some people are members of several different studies and may be team members under different principal investigators. In cases like these, if the staff member has left employment and needs to be removed from any active studies on which they are listed, the search would make it easier to identify what studies require modifications. Or, if a staff member has had a change in role on their study teams and their former role will be taken on by a new study team member, you can identify the studies needing modifications. You can search all studies on which you were listed, both approved and closed studies, to assist in updating your CV. There may be other reasons to identify an individual's or department's studies. For example, you may need to identify all approved studies from a specific PI or group of PIs, or identify any lapsed studies so that they can be closed or they can be submitted for continuing review. How to find any studies on which you are listed in Click. In order to find any studies on which you are listed, open the IRB tab in Click, then choose Reports. Next, select the Custom Reports tab on the Reports page, and select the custom report you need. This will most likely be the IRB All Protocol Staff Custom Report. You can choose filters on the IRB All Protocol Staff Report to help with your search. The filter types are listed here. You can search by review type, by principal investigator, or study team member name. You can also search by the state of the IRB submission. If you need to save the report, you can export it by selecting the Actions option. Finding studies that list other team members besides yourself with the help of clinical research facilitators. It may be necessary for some research team members to learn about studies on which other UB staff are active. Study coordinators are sometimes tasked with obtaining this kind of information for the PIs with whom they work. You can learn not only the studies on which the investigator is listed as PI, but any studies on which they are listed as a study team member. Also, all studies within a specific department can be identified. This could be used to identify all studies or filtered to identify currently active studies, lapsed studies, or closed studies. The study coordinator or department head can reach out to the clinical research facilitators by phone or email to obtain this information. The clinical research facilitator may ask follow-up questions to make sure that all necessary filters are included in the search. There are some limitations to using the IRB Reports tool. When you conduct a Click Reports search, you can only search for information about studies on which you are listed as PI or a study team member. Searching for info about other team members can only be requested from a clinical research facilitator. Report searches by clinical research facilitators also have limitations. If you wish to have a search conducted using multiple filters, they can only be combined. For instance, if you need a list of all approved studies on which either of two PIs are listed, only studies on which both are listed will populate. The clinical research facilitator can conduct separate searches for each PI, but the studies on which both of them are listed will appear in both files. This applies when the PI is listed on the study team member page too. When combining the reports, repeated instances of studies would need to be removed from the report file that you are provided. It may be difficult to conduct a search for team members with very common last names. For instance, if there are several research team members on different studies at UB with the same last name, Smith for instance, a filter for only Jane Smith would not work. The search results would yield all study team members with the last name Smith and all study team members with the first name Jane. The clinical research facilitator could provide a list, but it may take them longer to complete the request. Even with these limitations, Click Reports can be a useful tool to learn more about the studies taking place in your department. If you have any questions or need assistance conducting a Click Reports search, please reach out to one of the clinical research facilitators, Marshall Brooks, or me, Alexis O'Brien. You can reach us by email at ctsihelp@buffalo.edu or by phone at 716-829-4357. Thank you.